Eyes.
Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today I want to bring you the 10 amendments of weed smoking. So let's get right into it. These 10 amendments are thought to be some general rules which we should all abide by as stoners so that we can live together better and more peacefully.
Sheeps like weed. I like weed too. Welcome to my channel.
Okay guys, so let's get to the first rule, which is to never force weed onto anybody. Because weed is still a drug and it can be harmful to some people. And you don't want to be the one responsible if your friend has a really bad time. So, if your friend doesn't want to smoke, just let him be and think to yourself, if he doesn't want the weed, there is some more for me. And enjoy the weed yourself. Okay guys, so let's get to the second point, which is to never be greedy with your weed. This means that if you come to the smoke sesh and one friend didn't bring any weed, you try to help him out, maybe give him some of your joint. But it also goes the other way around. So if you always are at the smoke sesh and you never bring any weed, that's nothing to be proud of. You should always try to contribute and do your part that everyone has a nice time and has something to smoke. Okay guys, so let's get to the third point, which is to always be polite. This applies especially when you are smoking in public. And if some strangers walk by, I always try to greet them and be nice to them. Because as you know, smoking weed, it produces quite a pungent odor and this can bother some people. And also there's quite a stigma against cannabis smokers, especially in places where it still is illegal. So it always helps to be polite, to change the picture people have of stoners, and also so that you don't get the cops called on you. Okay guys, so let's get to the fourth point, which is to bring all the necessary stuff to the smoke sesh. Even if you don't have any weed, it's important to always bring all the utensils to roll up. Because me and you, we know we are stoners and sometimes we forget shit. And so it's very important that everybody always tries to bring everything, which minimizes the risk that you are missing a key component to rolling and smoking a joint. Okay guys, so let's get to the fifth point, which is to sell half a gram whenever you can. Sometimes you may meet a stranger in need while smoking outdoors, and if they ask to buy a small amount from you for personal use, I would always try to agree if you have enough for yourself. Because we've all been in that situation, needing to find a little bit of weed to roll up a joint, and I think as stoners we should be as fair to help other people out as often as possible. Okay, so let's get to the sixth point, which is to return the lighters of your friends. We all know it, sometimes you steal a lighter when smoking weed. It happens to all of us. But especially...
You steal the most lighters.
Yeah, I am also very guilty of this. But especially if it is a lighter with sentimental value, maybe taken from a holiday or something, it's important to return it and trying to be fair and fighting against the natural urge to steal lighters. Okay guys, so let's get to point number 7, which is very basic but also very important. And it is to not leave a mess at the smoke spot. Because we all hate to arrive at a messy smoke spot, and if we all try to clean up after ourselves, we will never have to arrive at a messy smoke spot because it's always clean. So I hope this makes sense to you. Let's get to point number 8, which is that whoever builds the joint gets to light it. And this rule is very important because there's nothing worse than building a beautiful joint and then seeing someone else light it terribly and just make a huge mess of it. And That's why whoever builds the joint gets to light it, and whoever gave the weed to build the joint always gets it as the second person. Okay guys, so now let's get to point 9, which is to always bring something to drink to the smoke sesh. Because we tend to forget, and it's the most stupid mistake ever, and it's really just an awful feeling when you have that cotton mouth and you have no water or any other drink nearby. So always try to remember to be the hero and bring something to drink to the smoke session. Also, try to bring something for everybody, not just for yourself, because you can never have enough hydration. Okay guys, so now let's get to the 10th and last point. And this one is very important. And it is to always smoke with purpose. It is very easy to use weed as something to delay your life and just escape from things you don't want to do. But I think it's very important to always have a reason why you smoke weed. Today I want to smoke weed because I want to have a good time with my friends. It can also be a medical reason if you have some pain or anything and you use weed to regulate this. This can be the reason. But try not to just smoke weed mindlessly, and try to find a way to integrate it into your life where it doesn't take up too much space but takes up space in a nice way. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope you try to live by some of those rules, because I think they would make our lives as weed consumers much better. And consider to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.